any experienced Bee Swarm player knows that you can have a maximum of 50 bees in your hive. So if there's a full server of 6 players that all have 50 bees, that means there are 300 bees in that server. But over the last few days, I've been researching the smallest details of this game. And in my research, I found that this number is nowhere near how many bees you can get in a Bee Swarm server. So using some of the smallest details combined with new updates and extra features, I'll be showing you guys that it's actually possible to get 1,500 bees in a single server. Also, the editing and research for this video took a very long time, so if I could take 3 hours editing this for you guys, then you guys can take 3 seconds and subscribe. It'd mean a lot, and I want to try and hit 22,000 subscribers today. And also, I'm sure you don't want to miss more videos like this in the future. So without any further ado, here is how to get 1,500 bees in a single Bee Swarm server. Okay, so as I stated at the very beginning of the video, you can only have 50 bees in your hive. At least that's how it was, but as of a few weeks ago, Onnit added something in the test realm that you've probably already seen on YouTube. Because if we actually go log into the test realm right now, well, this turns into this. And because you can have 75 bees in the test realm, that means you can have a lot more bees, because if all 6 players in this server get the full 75 bees, then that bumps up our total to 450 bees in a single server. But there's actually a single bee that becomes an absolute game changer in this situation. That being the Spicy Bee, because if you didn't know, Spicy Bee has an ability called Inferno, which basically summons 2 fire bees for 15 seconds. So for every 1 Spicy Bee, 2 fire bees can be summoned. So basically 1 Spicy Bee equals 3 bees. So if you got a full hive of Spicy Bees, and then everyone in the server got a full hive of Spicy Bees, then that actually brings up our total to 1,350 bees. Obviously, the chances of all 1,350 of these bees making an Inferno token at the exact same time is extremely small. It's still possible, but keep in mind, 1,350 is not 1,500. And believe it or not, there's still a way to get an extra 150 bees in a Bee Swarm server. Now, in order to get even more bees, we have to start looking towards the Beesmas update, because if you didn't know, there are some of the Beesmas decorations that you can use that actually give you extra bees. Those being the Honeybee's Honey Wreath, the Gummy Siege, Onnit's Lit Art, and then finally Riley Bee's Candles. But also keep in mind that Riley Bee's Candles can summon sort of a random red bee. But one of those red bees is a Spicy Bee, and we know from before that 1 Spicy Bee equals 3 bees. So in the slight off chance that Riley Bee's Candles summon 3 Spicy Bees for every single player in the server, instead of granting you 3 extra bees, that means that Riley Bee's Candles would actually grant each player 9. Combined with Onnit's Lit Art, Gummy Siege, and the Honeybee's Honey Wreath, that means an extra 16 bees per player, or an extra 90 bees in total, bringing our total number of bees up to 1,446. But this is where things get a lot tougher, because we still have an extra 54 bees to go. Now, in order to actually find more bees, we have to start getting creative and looking around the map. And first of all, we have the ticket tent right here, which adds an extra 9 bees, because keep in mind, these bees don't have to be in your hive, they just have to be in the game. So there's 3 bees on top of the ticket tent, combined with 6 extra bees sitting inside the ticket tent, making for 9 extra bees, or a total of 1,455 bees. Now there's also the 5 bee gates, those being the Basic Bee Gate, the Lion Bee Gate, the Brave Bee Gate, the Honey Bee Gate, and then all the way over there is the Windy Bee Gate. And then there's also the Riley Bee that's right here, the Bucko Bee that's in front of the Bucko Bee HQ, and then the Gummy Bee that sits right up there, bringing our total number of bees up to 1,463. Now after that, we can actually add the 4 quest giver bees. There's Gifted Riley Bee up there, Gifted Bucko Bee over there, and Honey Bee all the way up there. Now you might be thinking, you just said 4 quest giver bees, there's only 3. Well, yes, technically there is only 3 bees that give quests, but in my opinion, there's actually a 4th, because if you didn't know, if you actually go over to Gummy Bee's lair, sure, Gummy Bear is the one giving you the quest, but right next to him is another Gummy Bee. So that brings our total number of bees up to 1,467. But the problem now is that we actually still have 33 more bees to go till we get to 1,500. And you probably can't think of any more bees. But after digging deeper, I actually found another factor that can help us out a ton here. That being the Windy Bee. Now, you probably know that you can summon a wild Windy Bee by donating something to the Wind Shrine. And so sure, every player in the server can donate something and every player summons a Windy Bee, adding an extra 6 bees, but we can actually go one step further, because right here on screen is Spirit Bear's 20th quest. Now, this is a great quest because it grants you a Spirit Petal, but the thing that makes it really important in this situation is because when you complete this quest, it also summons 3 wild Windy Bees, meaning that every player in the server could simultaneously turn in this this quest and summon 3 extra windy bees. Combined with the one they can summon with the wind shrine, that means that there's an extra 24 wild windy bees around in the server. Not to mention that windy bees can actually spawn naturally, so if that happens as well, that brings the total number of windy bees up to 25, bringing our total number of bees to 1,492. I was wondering how I was gonna get the other 8 bees, and then I realized I was an idiot and I completely forgot about this vicious bee statue right here. Not to mention that a rogue vicious bee can also spawn at nighttime, adding an extra 2 bees, bringing our total number of bees to 1,494. Now at this point, I was really starting to get clueless, but then I remembered that there was actually 1 extra bee statue lying around the map that was added in the new update, that being the digital bee that's right here, meaning that we only have 5 bees left till we hit our goal. There's only 5 bees left to go, and 2 of those bees are actually the festive bee and the puppy bee that are always flying around Bear Bee. But that's when I was completely stumped. The total number of bees is currently 1,497. There's only 3 bees left, but no matter how hard I searched, I couldn't find any. I walked around the map for so long. I read through the wiki, I looked through everything, watched YouTube videos, tried to find any possible way to get those last 3 bees. Was it all for nothing? Had I literally traveled all this way and done all this work just to fall short by 3 bees? Was I really gonna have to make a video titled how to get 1,497 bees in a Bee Swarm Simulator server? And that's when I found the craziest thing ever, because as I was walking around the server, I noticed the craziest thing. Now this is the honey wreath, and now you might be wondering, well, Bee Swarm Guide, you already covered that. And yes, I know I did already cover the honeybee's honey wreath. It was actually one of the first things I covered in the video, but I actually accidentally skipped over something that you probably didn't even notice. Because if you actually take time to look closely at the honey wreath, you will see that, wait, yeah, that's right. Those are 3 little bees just circling around this little egg. Those 3 little bees literally saved this video. Using the 3 bees right there that have been here this entire time, that brings our total number of bees up to 1,500. Just barely. And if you're still watching this video, that means you enjoyed it. And so my recommendation is that you subscribe, because you'll probably like the other videos that I make as well.